These videos will walk library staff through the two different kinds of Polaris offline available, local offline and remote offline. When staff are unable to access Polaris, offline mode allows staff to continue to check out items to patrons. In addition to checking out materials, staff can also optionally register new patrons in offline mode. Other services, such as placing holds or paying bills, are unavailable when in offline. As checkouts are completed in offline, these transactions are stored in an offline file. When access to the database is restored, these offline files are loaded into the database and patron accounts are updated with the new checkouts. An offline error report is generated for each file so that staff can review transactions that may have resulted in errors or warnings. There are two types of offline, remote offline and local offline. When using remote offline, staff log in to the Polaris terminal server and then into the staff client in offline mode. Offline files are stored on the Polaris terminal server and can be accessed and loaded by CCS and Polaris staff. Staff will use remote offline when they can still connect to the terminal server, but Polaris is either down or functioning incorrectly. When staff are unable to connect to the Polaris terminal server, local offline should be used. Local offline will primarily be used when your library loses its internet connection. The local Polaris client is installed directly on your library's computers. As items are checked out in local offline, the offline files are generated and stored in a folder on your computer. Because CCS staff are unable to access these files, library staff will need to upload the files when they regain access to Polaris. Again, local offline would typically be used when staff cannot connect to the Polaris terminal server. This is most likely due to a loss of internet at your library.